Hi, welcome back to another episode of Rank Vinny Entrepreneur. I recently changed my channel names from Rank Vinny to Rank Vinny Entrepreneur because people have a hard time finding my channel on YouTube with just Rank Vinny, because every single time they put in Rank Vinny, another channel come up. There's another guitarist, a musician named Vinny Moore, that have thousands of videos of him playing guitars, or other people playing Vinny Moore guitar songs. So I changed my channel's name to Rank Vinny Entrepreneur, which is appropriate anyway because this channel is dedicated to entrepreneur. I am, as I've said many times, an IT professional for about 20 to 25 years, and I realize that working 9-to-5 jobs will not get me anywhere, won't get you anywhere neither. So I've become an entrepreneur about 5 years ago, and I started at companies, and it's still not very successful, but I'm still working on it. I'm not giving up. And but anyway, so this channel is dedicated to entrepreneur. I just like to mention that I uploaded YouTube videos on last Wednesday, 4 days ago. I tried to create a 4K video on my iPhone X. It was great qualities, but it took 2 days for it to upload onto YouTube. And once it's on YouTube, it took another day or two for it to be processed and made it public. So by the time the video was available yesterday, it's already old news, 4 days old. These days, 4 days old is way too old with how fast things are changing. But anyway, yesterday, huge news happened yesterday when President Donald Trump made 4 executive orders yesterday. Well, the Congress went on vacation on Friday, on August the 7th, and did not pass the second stimulus package. The Republicans wanted $200 or $300 per week, but the Democrats wanted $600 per week for unemployment benefits. Well, $600 per week would be more than what people would be making if they are working. $200 or $300 per week will be probably just as much if people would make if they are working. So why would anyone bother to work if you make $200 or $300 per week or $600 per week? It'd be either just as much as if you are making, or more than if you are making, for the people on the lower level of earning, which are most of the jobs that are not available right now due to COVID-19. And I'm talking about waiter jobs, restaurant jobs, retail works, and other jobs that are related on the service industries. But anyway, so President passed 4 executive orders yesterday, which is a shrewd political move on his part because Congress didn't pass the stimulus check and he's behind on the poll. So he go, hey, I'm gonna take this opportunity and pass the executive orders and bypass the Congress and trying to get re-elected. That is what he's trying to do. We all know that. If you're saying this is what the president would do anyway to help the American order, to help the American people, maybe. But we all know that politicians will do anything to win the elections. And this was what President Donald Trump did yesterday. I am neither Republican nor Democrat. I just want to tell you this is what happened. But the executive orders were unconstitutional. Based on the Constitution, only the Congress can introduce and pass legislatures, not the executive branch. But President Trump made the executive orders yesterday based on the national emergency parts, that when there is an emergency, he has the authority to make executive orders based on this emergency. But you know that no Republicans, Congress or senators are going to be able to stand up and oppose to what Donald Trump did. And the Democrats is not going to be the bad guy neither. He's going to say, hey, you can't do this and not pass the stimulus package. if the Democrats do that, chances are voters going to vote Republican this November. But anyway, President Donald Trump is trying to win the election. That's why he passed the stimulus packages yesterday. But anyway, the four executive orders are: number one, the pay tax deferral from September to the end of the year. So if you are making $100,000 a year or less, you are eligible. You can defer the tax. That doesn't mean waive. You can defer the tax from now to the end of the year, and Congress will have to legislate and pass that and waive the tax until next year. But if the Congress is not going to vote, is not going to pass this, they are going to look like the bad guy. So chances are this might be passed, but by next year, even if this is not waived and people have to pay the tax back, they are not going to have the money to pay the tax back, because the economy is not going to get any better to the end of the year. It's not even going to get better next year. It's definitely going to get worse next year. We are not in a V-shaped recovery like President Donald Trump said yesterday. We are in a depression, and this is not getting any better. If it is getting better, why is the second stimulus package being passed if the economy is getting better? Chances are there will be a third stimulus package passed next year in 2021 as well. That is my predictions. Anyway, let's see. The second executive order is that President Trump passing the $400 per week. So the Democrats want the $600 per week, but the Republicans say, wait, that's too much. That's more than people would be making. So they want about $200 per week. But so that is what the debate was on, and nothing was passed. But we all found out yesterday that there were more items in the second stimulus package that has nothing to do with the second stimulus package, and that is normal. We all know that every single time the law is passed, they are throwing everything in there. They're trying to pass as well as what the primary goal is. So it is incredible how Congress works. But anyway, so the second stimulus package is say this: the state have to pay 25% into the coffer, and the feds can pay 75% into the second stimulus unemployment package. Most states are broke right now. The feds is broke as well. Where are the states going to get the money? They can get the money from the CARES Act, and the federal is going to get the 75% from the Homeland Security relief funds. So the relief funds is for disaster recovery, like hurricanes, and we are in hurricane season right now. And chances are there will be a hurricane from now to the end of the year, or some disaster. So, but even if that doesn't happen, the $70 billion in the Homeland Security relief fund right now is not enough. So when Congress go back to work, they have to pass another budget for this to the end of the year. So there will be another $2.3 trillion added to the deficit to pass this to the end of the year. That's only to get us to the end of the year. Anyway, the third executive order is the banning of evictions from now to the end of the year. The last banning of eviction was elapsed on July 25th, a month ago. So landlords can give for 30 days notice to evict their tenants if they don't pay their rent. And if you don't pay your mortgage, bank can start filling out your eviction as well. Well, not the first mortgage, but if you don't pay a few, they're gonna try to evict you from the home. But anyway, the banning of eviction is based on the spreading of COVID-19. So that's what the law said. You cannot ban, well, that's what President Trump trying to pass yesterday with the executive orders, that banning of eviction is due to COVID-19. So once again, we are blaming COVID-19 on everything. And anyway, and the 4 executive orders is the suspension of student loans and interest to the end of the year. And I don't see anything bad with that. If you have student loans and you don't have a job, then you can defer that payment until the end of the year, and the interest as well. And that is, there's no bad thing can go wrong with that, you know. And another thing I'd like to talk about is the banning of TikTok and WeChat in the United States. And you can say, hey, that's great, they're collecting information from US citizens, but we all know that TikTok users are from 10 to 16 or 18 years old, or maybe 21 years old. What are they going to collect from these people? But anyway, probably nothing. But we know that the Chinese is playing the long game. They don't want anything happen now, but the TikTok platform blocks bad news that is not favorable to China and promotes news that's favorable to China and promotes news that is damaging to the United States. So the Chinese is slowly converting the youth into pro-Chinese. That is what the Chinese does. They play the long game. They are not like Westerners who we want things now and immediately. But the bad part about banning WeChat and TikTok in the United States is that it creates a bad precedent, a bad image for the U.S. Economy, for entrepreneur in the U.S. That we are banning platforms that we cannot compete with, because TikTok is a Chinese company by Chinese companies, and they are so popular, so we are banning them. That is the views of many. But we know that the Chinese is banning Google in China, and that's related by that is replaced by another Chinese company, and WeChat is in China, and that is replacing Facebook in China. I think Baidu is the Google version in China, and Alibaba is the Amazon version of China. But China, they don't have an image to protect. That's why nobody wants to invest in a Chinese company. That's why people are not flocking to China to start corporation. They're flocking to the US, to Silicon Valley, here to start corporation here in America, because we are a better open market here in the US. So that is a bad precedent going forward of banning TikTok and WeChat here in America. But anyway, today is Sunday, August the 9th, and that's the news for today. And thank you for watching. And if you like it, please click the like button. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.